Hello, folks. Welcome to the show. My name is Rico. Today, I want to talk about why some expats feel the need to venture outside their home country in desperation for companionships overseas. Some expats choose to reside outside of their home countries for a variety of reasons, including jobs, retirement, adventure, or a desire to experience a different way of life. Living abroad can be difficult, particularly in terms of social and emotional well being, despite the allure of cultural exploration, professional achievement, and personal development. Loneliness is one of the most common challenges expats face, and it leads many of them to seek connection with a ferocity that may not be as strong in their home country. These phenomena are influenced by several interconnected factors, such as homesickness, cultural alienation, a lack of traditional support structures, and the realities of living abroad. Living abroad frequently necessitates adjusting to a culture that might be unfamiliar and even isolated. An expat may feel alienated because of major changes in cultures, traditions, and social standards. For example, linguistic barriers can make it difficult to form meaningful ties with locals. Even after an expat has acquired the original speech, idioms, humor, and cultural allusions can create comprehension gaps. Cultural separation can have an impact on people's lives and ideals. An expat from a strongly individualistic environment may struggle to transition to a collectivist culture that values family and community. However, in a culture that stresses independence, someone from a communal background may feel alone. These mismatches may make expats feel even more alone, prompting them to seek friends with similar experiences or cultural origins. Every expat has experienced homesickness at some point, especially during holidays, birthdays, or other important occasions. The yearning for comfortable surroundings, loved ones, and the comforts of home can be unbearable. These incidents frequently draw attention to the lack of intimate bonds and the safety of a support system. Additionally, nostalgia can have a significant emotional impact on expats. It can increase feelings of loneliness even though it can also be consoling. Reminiscences of family customs, communal festivities, and the meals together might make the present seem glaringly alone. To combat this, a lot of expats look for companies to make up for the emotional and physical gap created by their separation from home. Most people have significant support networks in their home countries, which include friends, family, co-workers, and local organizations. These networks provide a sense of community, practical assistance, and emotional support. These networks are sometimes abandoned when expats migrate abroad, leaving a hole in their lives. It can be intimidating to start a new support system in a different country. Because of cultural differences, erratic lifestyles, or simply the demands of their new environment, expats may struggle to connect with locals or other expats. Trust and closeness requires time to build. As expats try to recreate the sense of security and connection they had at home, the lack of a safety net can drive an obsessive desire for friendship. Expat communities are often made up of people who reside far away and face similar difficulties. These groups can provide a sense of camaraderie, but they are only transient. People arrive and leave because they want to return home, change careers, or their visas expire. Because of their transient, expats may struggle to form long term, committed relationships, leading to a never ending cycle of meeting new people and saying goodbye. Because of their transitory nature, people may feel compelled to make connections as soon as possible, which can sometimes result in relationships that are more surface level or motivated by convenience rather than real compatibility. Despite these challenges, expats frequently rely on these networks as a vital source of support and friendship. Friendship is very important for retired expats. Retirement typically results in a significant shift in lifestyle with less planned social interaction and more free time. The challenges of living in a foreign country compound these changes for those who choose to retire abroad. Retirees may feel lonely without family and lifelong friends, prompting them to actively seek out companionship. Socializing with the strong expat groups prevalent in retirement places can provide a sense of belonging. However, while attempting to form meaningful relationships with locals or younger expats, retirees may face cultural barriers, generational gaps, and differing expectations. Moving from one culture to another challenges many expats to navigate two realities, making it difficult for them to feel like they belong. Their mental distress may be worsened by the tension they face between their familiar social life and the realities of their new surroundings. It might be intimidating to feel the need to fit in and establish new friends. It is expected that networks built at home will certainly lead to similar success elsewhere. However, expats frequently struggle with social systems, languages, and habits. In these instances, friendship acts as a stabilizing factor in turbulent times as people appeal to one another for companionship, connection, and an understanding in an unfamiliar setting. Romantic relationships are an important source of stability and companionship for many expats. These relationships can provide a sense of belonging, emotional support, and a companion to share the ups and downs of living abroad. In some cases, forming romantic ties with locals can aid in integration into society and a better knowledge of the host culture. On the other hand, love connections in an expat environment might be tricky. Disparate expectations about the nature and future of the relationship, cultural differences, and language hurdles can all present difficulties. Power dynamics can occasionally complicate things, especially when one partner is financially dependent on the other. Despite these potential disadvantages, expats frequently seek love connections vigorously because their desire for connection outweighs the risk. In the digital age, technology has a significant impact on how outsiders search for friends. In addition to providing possibilities for expats to meet locals and other expats, social media, messaging apps, and online forums allow expats to stay in touch with friends and family back home. Online communities catering to specific categories such as professionals, retirees, or singles can help outsiders meet like minded people and make new relationships. Dating apps, in particular, have gained in popularity as a resource for international singles looking for love. These networks make it easier to meet potential companions, whether they are locals or fellow expats. However, over reliance on technology can have negative consequences, such as encouraging fragile connections and making individuals feel estranged from their local way of life. Loneliness can have serious psychological consequences, including anxiety, despair, and a low sense of self worth. The stress of adjusting to a new environment, financial hardships, and the difficulty of navigating governmental processes in a foreign country can all exacerbate the consequences for expats. The intense desire for company is typically motivated by a desire to alleviate negative feelings and restore stability and well being. Seeking companionship can become a coping method, providing a temporary break from the challenges of living abroad. However, it can also lead to unhealthy behaviors, such as overly reliant relationships or a refusal to tackle more significant emotional problems. Stereotypes and cultural ideas can influence how expats look for friendships and how others perceive them. For example, in some countries, expats are perceived as wealthy or privileged, which influences how they interact with natives. This viewpoint may attract people who are more motivated by money than by genuine connections, making it difficult to form long term connections. However, visitors may have preconceived assumptions and prejudices about the local population, making it harder for them to build strong ties. To overcome these challenges, one must be self aware, open minded, and willing to interact with the local culture on its own terms. The urge for friendship among expats is a complex issue that is intertwined with the experience of living abroad. When navigating the complexities of their new surroundings, expats typically develop a desire for meaningful relationships because of cultural displacement, the loss of previous social networks, and the urge to connect with others. When expats reach out to connect and share their vulnerabilities, they find a fertile ground for forming connections that can foster support and resilience. As they acclimate to their new lifestyle, people face challenges unrelated to their previous experiences, emphasizing the importance of community and friendship for everyone. Expats can battle loneliness and form deep bonds that improve their lives abroad by employing connection building tactics. As a natural reaction to the difficulties of living abroad, expats have a strong desire for companionship. Cultural alienation, homesickness, a lack of traditional support structures, and the transient nature of expat groups all contribute to feelings of loneliness. Expats can effectively navigate the hurdles of their new lives and find the companionship they require by being aware of these factors and employing strategies for making lasting connections. Finally, creating connection means more than just eliminating loneliness. It also entails valuing the diversity of the expat experience and fostering personal growth. All right, folks, that is all for today's show. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.